You have to get back like this if you want to see what it looks like if you're like over 35.
Wow, I'm almost 35. I take that as an offense. Like, I'm offended.
Oh my God, how did that happen? Jules? I know, I'm late for something.
Yeah, everything.
You see why I take customer service calls? I mean, it's so good. You learn so much.
Several companies have this protocol or this framework where everyone, including the CEO and the VPs and whatever, need at least once a month or once every quarter, they need to, at least for a day, take customer service calls, answer customer support emails, because that will it's like on the fly user research. Design has a lot to do with user research, with talking to users. You don't have to know how to draw or be a good artist to be a tech designer. You actually have to be good with people. That's the main characteristic. That's why a lot of people that major in psychology end up working as UX designers or UX researchers or user researchers. What she's doing is getting in touch with the customers so that she can take those insights, like to not lose track. We as designers, as product owners, managers, CEOs, founders, whatever, we tend to assume that just because we can use something, then everybody can use it. And developers do this a lot of time. That's why you see a lot of really bad websites. The developers think that if I can click this, then everybody's gonna know that that thing is clickable.
Okay, you guys have to remember the homepage has to read in a glance.
Right.
Also, you have to get back like this if you want to see what it looks like if you're like over 35.
Wow, I'm almost 35. I take that as an offense. Like, I'm offended. What she's saying is right though. There's a principle in design that everything needs to be scannable. Kind of like when you are driving on the freeway and you encounter a billboard. Billboard design agencies have this rule or framework where you need to get the entirety of the message in 3 seconds, because that's the average time that you can look at a billboard when you are moving, right? When users visit your website, you only have 3 seconds to get them interested on your website. People decide in those 3 seconds whether they want to scroll further and spend more time on it, or they will just close the tab and that's it. So what she's saying is pretty accurate. Like, you need to take everything at a glance. And that thing about the 35, well, that's just offensive.
What do you want me to see? 5 girls, 1 shirt, or check out the fit?
Well, both, but what I really want you to see is the shirt worn by 5 different body types.
So he's saying, oh, I want you to see both. That's a whole lot of nonsense, because humans don't have the ability to take everything all at once. You know, like we need, like multitasking is actually a myth. That's not real. You focus on a task and then you kind of like mechanically or automatically do the other ones. Which, for example, when you're driving a car and then you're listening to a podcast, your brain is listening to the podcast and then your body is just in auto mode driving the car. You can't do that. But you can't do 2 intellectually difficult tasks at once. And reading is not one of them. It's like reading 2 books at once. That doesn't make sense. So he's saying, I want you to look at both. And in design, you have to guide the user to where you want them to look. It's not that the movie is inaccurate. That's actually pretty accurate. A lot of designers do that. That's why there's a lot of distractions on websites, and sometimes you go to a website and you don't even know what that website is about until like 30 seconds in.
The photo grid bigger. I love that 5. Can we make it more graphic? Yeah, that's cool.
So he did in 2 seconds what usually takes at least, even with the shortcuts or whatever, usually takes at least probably like 20 minutes or half an hour, right? So, I mean, it's not that long, 20 minutes, 15 minutes, you can do it, not 2 seconds.
Yep.
Mia, tell me the thing again.
Oh, 40% of our visitors don't go past the homepage, which isn't so bad.
Yeah, but we should fix that.
We should fix that, but she doesn't say why. Design in terms of websites, apps, and whatever, you need to remember that you are hired to create an outcome. You're not hired to make things pretty. Pretty things usually create the outcome, but it's not the main thing. Why do we want people to stay longer on the homepage? We need that metric. we as designers can't propose any solutions unless we know what the outcome is that we're trying to get to, if that makes sense. She doesn't know. That's why that line is so, so like very out there. Like we need to fix it, but why?